I've been a venture-backed tech founder for the past 5 years, and in the last 24 months, I've consulted with and implemented AI agents into businesses in tech, logistics, property management, real estate, and in solar. And there's a clear pattern that I see when I speak to operators that want to implement AI agentic systems into their business. While many have implemented AI agents and AI automations into their business in the past, most are ultimately left unsatisfied with the outcome because of the big difference in the expectation from what they received. The reason for that is very simple. There's a very large pool of engineers out there that could build these AI systems, but they fundamentally lack to execute and keep these long-term relationships with clients that would pay for their services over multiple years together. So in this video, I want to take you through our 5-stage framework that not only gets Nairon enterprise clients, but also gets them to continue working with us for over 9 months on renewed projects. For those of you that are new to the channel, my name is Luca. I'm the founder of Nairon, where we specialize in building AI systems for businesses that are doing $3 to $10 million a year. So let's dive into the video. Stage 1 of our system starts with the first interaction that we have with the business, and that's the discovery. So the goal is not to pitch. It's really just to understand the business and to understand the problems that they're going through to find out where exactly AI could be the right solution. And by the way, most of the times, AI is not the right solution. Where AI agencies and engineers fail is that they don't speak the industry. They don't really ask the right questions, and they don't get to really understand the business that they're speaking with. So this is what we do. We really research the company, and we already have sets of industries where we're already experts in. So when we come into these discovery calls, we already have a clear picture on the industry and where exactly we could potentially help with AI. We like to ask very sharp, high ROI questions where we can get to the real bottlenecks in the business and provide the value up front. Another important point is to assume that you're probably not the first AI expert that they speak with, and that prospects tend to go with the team that they can trust the most. So give that value up front and ask really good questions. Stage 2 is the audit. And if you've had a successful stage 1, then you'll know at least 3 areas of the business where you can implement AI agents. The objective of the audit is to turn vague business goals into a concrete implementation plan, and that decides whether they sign or not. And that's where you get to shine. You get to explain how exactly AI automates and improves each workflow, the ROI at 30 and 90 and 180 days. And it's super important to be visual and tangible. Map out how exactly their workflow works, who exactly is included, and how everything works, and then be able to use that to future project ROI and to turn that into a demo. And what's really important is really not to hold back the full plan out of fear for somebody else to steal it. Most of the times when we give the client the entire spec, they're actually quite amazed at how deep we go into the audit. So it's really important that your audits are not mediocre, but that you're actually outvaluing everybody else. And you're giving the clients enough information that they can identify where in their business they can improve with AI and how exactly they could do it. And that's where you come in to actually fulfill that implementation. Drop a comment down below if you want a full video on what our audits and implementations look like. So you just signed the client. Now we're in stage 3, which is the onboarding. The onboarding stage is the most critical stage of this process. And we typically identify it as the first 2 weeks of our relationship with the client. A lot of the heavy lifting for the onboarding process should have been done on stage 2, where we came up with the implementation plan off of the audit that was approved. Onboarding sets the tone for the entire relationship. A poor onboarding creates confusion, delays, and distrust, where really strong onboarding creates momentum. And there are really 3 jobs. 1, to get them cleanly into your systems. 2, to reinforce that the roadmap sticks. And the last one is to build a really strong start and build momentum early. And that momentum is where most experts never get reoccurring business. Your quality service matters just as much as the quality of the build. And it's 2 ways. This is where you need the most from the client. They're busy, so keep them accountable and follow up constantly. And make sure to walk away with everything that you need. Access to tools, login and credentials, even key contacts and decision makers throughout the company that you need access to. Stage 4 is the build, which should be pretty straightforward. If you had a successful onboarding, you have everything you need to get started with your build against your implementation plan. And this is where AI projects fail, not because the tech doesn't work, but because the communication breaks down as days go by. And so this is why we say a minimum of 5 communication touch points per week, and that's the floor, not the target. We try to do 10 to 15 times throughout the week, especially after the onboarding stage. Roadblocks are normal. And most clients will understand if communicated upfront and clear enough, and if you walk them through how you would go about remedying the situation. And bear in mind, your job during this stage is not just to build, it's to consult, educate, and communicate. And throughout, clients should feel like they have visibility throughout the entire process, that when challenges come up, they're intelligently handled, and they understand what's being built and why, and how exactly they're going to be able to use that when the build is done. And now finally we have stage 5, which is the expansion. Once the build is done, the teams are trained and using the AI systems. Don't let it stall there. Many times that's the best opportunity to find the next area of the business where we can improve with AI agents. During the build phase, you'll probably have met a couple of champions at the organization that could potentially lead to where else improvements could be made. Many times, if you're proactive, you search for opportunities and you solve problems ad hoc, that could actually lead to a further engagement and expansion of the opportunity overall. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like and subscribe. If you run a business doing $3 to $10 million a year, you can book an AI audit with myself and my team. That's the first link down in the description. Until then, I'll see you in the next video.